Welcome to our daily reflection for this Tuesday, July 15th, and we continue the story of Egypt and the Exodus with the story of Moses. And after his birth, and the wicked Pharaoh had decreed that all Egyptian male children should be thrown and cast into the Nile. And Moses loves her child as any good mother, and she prays to God most assuredly for what to do in this great dilemma that she has. According to Egyptian law, she must throw her child into the Nile. And so as she ponders and prays and hides the child as long as she possibly can, she comes to a creative solution. She's innovative. And, sometimes I think Moses' mother doesn't get the credit that she deserves. She is going to fulfill the letter of Pharaoh's law. She's going to put her child into the Nile. So she can say to the Egyptian soldiers and to the Egyptians, honestly, that she has cast her child into the river Nile. But she does so in a creative way. She creates a little basket, a reed basket, a little ark, and she puts her child in that so he floats when she puts him into the Nile River. And then he floats down, and then by God's providence, of all people, it is the princess of Egypt, the daughter of Pharaoh, who sees this little ark floating on the waters, hears the cry of the child, this babe, and she has compassion and pity, and she ends up adopting the child. So now there's this incredible, miraculous way in which Moses, the child of this great woman of faith, is now saved by Pharaoh's own daughter, who adopts this child. And then she asks the mother to nurse this child for her. And so Moses will be saved. He'll be raised and educated in Pharaoh's household with the best education in the world, which will be important because God's going to call Moses to be a leader of his people and to guide them. And he will get a first class and the best education in the world in Egypt. And he will be the lawgiver for Egypt, and he will learn how to read and write in Pharaoh's court. And so all these great things by God's ironic providence. And often that is the way, that here is Pharaoh, and in his own worldly wisdom, he calculates how he can keep Israel under heel by killing the children in the Nile. And what ends up happening is the Redeemer and rescuer of the Israelites will be raised by his very self and by his very daughter in his own court, because of what he set in motion with the Nile, ends up becoming his own undoing. And it's beautiful how God can ironically bring the enemy's wiles and schemes to his own will and purpose. And so as we reflect on God's providential purpose here, let us put our trust and faith in God. May the Lord bless and keep you.
This daily reflection is brought to you thanks to the generous support of the Mission Circle. Join the Mission Circle to help Catholics worldwide understand, live, and share their faith. Sign up at missioncircle.org today.